Virgo, welcome to your 2025. It's a tarot reading, but using the astrology houses. So the house system that I'm using is whole signs. So when I refer to the sign that rules that house, that's what I'm using. And so kind of jumping into this, I'm going to talk about your first house first. So this is you, your physical person, how other people perceive you. It's that rising sign, that ascendant that I always mention. And so just kind of jumping in. What is the overall energy for you in 2025? I'm getting something about a clown show. So I don't know what's happening here in 2025, but it feels like, I don't know. I have to figure out that one a little bit more. We do have the Two of Cups showing up here. We have the Fool. This is the clown show. So whatever is unfolding for you here, it does feel like it's a welcome change. Whatever is taking place or whatever is going to happen here in 2025, the changes that are going to unfold are things that you actually want here. We have the Four of Wands showing up as well as the Page of Pentacles. I mean, Two of Cups, Four of Wands. You might be entering into some sort of union with another person or deepening a connection here. Four of Wands is a reason to celebrate. It's also one of the marriage cards in tarot. Page of Pentacles, you might be having conversations around some sort of new beginning here that leads to kind of love and marriage, if that's what you're interested in doing. But it does feel like a union is coming through pretty strongly here for you, really strongly. So whether it's an existing one or it's a new one, it's going to be front and center, pretty dominant throughout the year. I'm getting March as a time frame. So March through the end of the year, it feels like this is when this is going to be the most dominant for you. What I'm pulling now are any kind of obstacles and challenges that you're going to face. Yeah, okay. So when it comes to actually moving forward, and this is where I'm getting at the beginning of the year, Four of Pentacles is showing up. So this is about you holding on to what you have, not really being willing to kind of share with another person. That's the obstacle and challenge. I'm getting the Sun with the Ace of Pentacles. So it feels like it's a lot of push-pull that's going to be happening here, where you're going to want to talk to somebody, enter into some sort of relationship, because you do feel like this person's a really solid opportunity. But at the same time, you have this kind of fear of losing yourself in the process, or putting up and giving more than your fair share into the situation, where the person's not going to be receptive to it. And you feel like you're going to have to carry the burden of the relationship on your shoulders. I'm getting a lot of that kind of energy. So if you've been in relationships in the past where a lot of it just fell on you, you're not looking to repeat that. And that's a lot of your hesitation in moving forward with this person. Okay, interesting here. So we do have the King of Wands showing up, fire energy, but it's more of the actions that you're taking. So kind of what is your best advice? The best way to navigate this situation is to really lean into whatever it is that you want out of this situation, because Two of Cups, the Fool card, I mean, there's so much positivity around this, and don't let your fears or past relationships really hold you back. We do have the Wheel of Fortune coming into play, so there might be something significant, and there's something significant here. So it's the eclipses, and that's what's showing up here with this Wheel of Fortune energy. I'll talk about that in a second. And we have the Seven of Pentacles showing up here. So let's pause for a second. Your first house, obviously, sign of Virgo. With this, we are moving into the Pisces Virgo eclipse season. And I should have said that earlier, and it didn't even occur to me to say it. What this means is that for you, the North Node is sitting in your seventh house of partnerships. There is some sort of divine connection that you're going to want to invest in, and it's coming to fruition this year. There's something about a relationship this year. There's lessons connected to it, which also indicates that there's some sort of healing connected to it. There's something here that you need to let go of in order to be able to move forward. And this is going to be a really dominant theme for you in 2025 and the first part of 2026, when we're still in this eclipse cycle. And what this also means is that you have to let go of something connected to you. You've already learned karmic lessons about yourself, who you are, what you value, all of those things. And it's going to be kind of getting you away from thinking of just yourself and moving into thinking more about a partnership here. So That makes sense why it's showing up in the cards. So as I put the cards back in the deck, I'm going to talk a little bit about that second house energy. So the second house, this is about your personal finances. So the money that you have, the assets that you have, any kind of, anything that's really tangible and worth something. So, and I always go to art collection, any kind of art collection that you might have, or any kind of collectible in general that you might have, baseball cards, things like that. And so for you, it's in the sign of Libra. Libra is a very balanced energy, very harmonious. And so there's a lot of kind of, when it comes to your personal finances, you're always looking to make sure that you have enough for a rainy day is the message that I'm getting. So let's get into that one here in a second. So with the second house, let's get your overall theme as it relates to your money and what you value. I'm going to tell you that rainy day is coming up again. We have the Two of Pentacles showing up. This is where I'm getting the rainy day. This is about you balancing and prioritizing. You don't need to spend all of your money at once. If you have a lot of bills that are coming in, let's just say you have a lot of bills coming in at the same time or something along those lines, you don't need to pay everything all at once. You have goals that you're setting for yourself. It is about prioritizing those goals and really saving for that rainy day. The other two cards that are showing up here are the Ten of Cups with the Four of Wands. So here's that relationship showing up again as it relates to your personal finances. You might be trying to either save money to go and do something here with this other person, or really spend money going out on dates. I'm definitely getting the word extravagant. So that could be the case, or just in general, you're trying to make sure that you have enough money so that you can really enjoy your time with this person, or maybe save so that you can save for some sort of wedding here. That Four of Wands is showing up. That might be one of the goals that you set for yourself in 2025 as it relates to your personal finances. Let's see if we can get 3 cards on any kind of obstacles and challenges in your personal finances. So what I'm getting here is we have the Eight of Wands with the Knight of Swords, Five of Cups, Nine of Swords. There's something about a communication around finances, having kind of those open questions and dialogue about money. What is your relationship with money? How do you see this playing out? If you've always kind of just maybe hoarded money, maybe you're just one of those people that just saves and saves and saves and doesn't really spend on anything else. There's something about shifting the way that you approach money and shifting the way that you approach savings so that you can do the things that you want to do. And really, it's about that kind of time is short, go out and do what you need to do or do what you want to do here. Because that Nine of Swords is showing up as some sort of anxiety connected to your finances. So I'm going to go with this. So if you grew up in an instance where you didn't have a lot of money, and so now you're, as an adult, you're saving as much as you can because you don't want to find yourself in that situation that you were in as a child. And so this would be the reason that you're saving a lot of money. But there's something that's going to kind of loosen the reins on that a little bit and show you that you actually do have what you need in order to sustain yourself. And you don't need to be kind of overthinking or overanalyzing or have this fear that everything is going to be stripped away from you. That's what it feels like. There are some things that are worth spending money on. Let's get any kind of advice for you here. It might come down to your finances relative to another person's and really getting to be on the same page as it relates to your personal finances, because the Two of Cups is showing up here. So there's something about a relationship. You might be in a, and this might progress throughout the year, and it does feel like it's going to progress throughout the year, where you're going to have very honest conversations about your relationship with money, this other person's relationship with money. What kind of savings habits do you have? Your spending habits? What do you want to work on? If you're going to blend your money together because you are getting together with another person, what does that look like? We do have the Seven of Pentacles, so you are going to be investing in this relationship, and so it's about getting to be on the same page. Page of Pentacles is showing up, so having those kind of honest conversations around long-term stability connected to finances. So that is definitely coming across here. And it's something that you want. The Knight of Cups was peeking out at the bottom of the deck. So there's something about you're willing to maybe relook at the way that you spend money or the way that you save money in relation to another person, because there's something, if one of your concerns has always been around financial stability in a relationship, it feels like you're kind of reevaluating that as well. So if you were always the person in your relationships that had to pay for everything or pay more than your fair share, you're kind of really having those kinds of conversations with this person to say, like, I'm not willing to completely financially support you when you have a job, that kind of thing. So the next house here is the third house. So this is the house of communication. For you, it's ruled by the sign of Scorpio. So when it comes to your communication and the way that you think about things, Scorpio is a very passionate energy. It's also a very loyal energy, but that loyalty comes when you're ready. It's kind of like every Scorpio that I know, and even my Venus is in Scorpio. And so when I think about it from that lens, it's until I make a decision on this is what I want to do, then I haven't made a decision. And so it's like once you make that decision, you're all in, you're going to give it everything that you want, because Scorpio is a very loyal energy. There is this need to communicate things, but maybe you're holding off on some sort of communication, or maybe you hesitate on communication because you want to make sure that you mean it. And so when you do open up and you do decide this is what you want to explore, there's this loyalty component, that passionate component to it. So when I look at the themes for you as it relates to the way that you're communicating in 2025, so I'm getting the Hermit. That's your card of Virgo. We have the Moon. We have the World. And we have the Eight of Cups. So part of your communication this year is going to be connected to your healing. There's something where you're going to want to express how you feel about a situation, any kind of healing that you may have done, the closing of some sort of cycle here, Eight of Cups, moving towards your Nine of Cups. So walking away from something in the past and really moving towards, I'm getting the word commitment. So really moving towards whatever this relationship is that you're going into or already in, and just deepening the connection. Or it's about, ultimately, it's about you going after exactly what you want here. So with the obstacles and challenges, let's get one more. This is it. Ten of Swords, disconnecting from the past, disconnecting from whatever painful cycle occurred in the past. We do have the Four of Pentacles. You are afraid of losing what you have. There's something that you're desperately trying to hold on to. It's maybe connected to money, connected to just your foundation, being able to provide for yourself. You don't want to get into a situation where you're going to have to compromise more than what you have available to spend or available to share with another person. We do have the Justice card. It's going to be about you finding some sort of balance here. You're kind of almost in between worlds in a way, and a lot of the beginning of the year is going to be focused on you kind of disconnecting from the past so that you can move into the future that you want here. And so it's an evolution. It's not going to be something that turns on and off. It's going to be something that happens over time. Let's get your advice here, because it feels like there is this need to really express everything that's happening as it's happening so that the other person can be aware of where you are on the journey. But let's get your best advice here. What is the best way for Virgo to handle their communication? One more. One more. It's this one, and it's this one. So with your advice here, we have the Temperance energy, Sagittarius energy. It may or may not be significant, but this is going to be about you finding some sort of balance. It's very similar to that Justice energy, but this is an inner balance that you're looking for when it comes to your communication. Page of Cups, expressing how you feel. So this would be that you expressing the journey that you're on. How do you feel? The direction that you want things to go. We have the Star with the Hanged Man. So this is going after your goals for sure, seeing things from a different perspective, but using this energy to heal. So in the course of these conversations that you want to have with another person, you're going to receive feedback. It's not that the person's just going to be sitting there listening. They're going to be engaging in the conversation with you. And so they're going to offer up their opinions. That is going to help you to see things from a different perspective. It's going to initiate more healing as you kind of open up. The more you open up, the more you'll heal, the quicker that you heal. So moving on into the fourth house. So the fourth house is the house of home. It's pretty much that simple. So this is the physical structure. This would be the people that you live with, just whatever you need in order to feel comfortable away from the public here. For you, this is ruled by the sign of Sagittarius. So there's a lot of hope, a lot of optimism. You might find that your home offers a lot of opportunities for growth and expansion, that you're able to use your home environment in a way that allows you to kind of think things through, see things from a different perspective, get that high level learning. Maybe you're learning from a home environment. Maybe you're taking online courses, something like that, because Sagittarius is about higher education. All right, we'll see what deck we want to use here. So going into your fourth house of home, let's get any kind of major themes. You're initiating something here. Relative to your home environment, Page of Swords, this indicates some sort of honest, open communication. Definitely a Sagittarius energy. Ace of Wands showing up here. So you are kind of, you might be moving. It's not showing up as like a Six of Swords or anything else, but it does feel like you're taking some sort of action in your home. So it might be kind of early stage where you're thinking about moving to a different location, or you're thinking about doing something here relative to your home. I'm really getting the sense of moving. Three of Cups as well. So Three of Cups is about your happiness. So there might be some sort of action that you're taking in your home. This could even indicate some sort of home renovation, because I'm not clearly getting a move, but I would say it's like an 80-20. 80% move, 20% do something within your home environment, taking some sort of action here. Let's get your obstacles and challenges. So we have the Strength card showing up, Leo energy. We have the World showing up here, as well as the Hanged Man. You're not ready. There's something that you're not ready. So if you're looking to move, part of your hesitation is this something that I really want? Is this something that I'm really ready for? Hanged Man, if you want a situation to change, you need to see it from a different perspective. But it feels like the hesitation relative to any kind of action you're going to take in your home environment, you need to feel like you're ready, that you're confident in this decision. What I can see here, because your overarching theme was kind of those early stage kind of changes taking place within your home environment. So if you are getting ready to move to a new location, It's about making sure that you have everything kind of lined up the way that you want it to be so that you feel good about making this move here. There's something in your home environment that's connected to a wound. Part of it feels like whatever home environment you've set up for yourself currently is kind of a safety net, and you don't want to lose that safety net. That's what I'm picking up on. That's the hesitation that I'm picking up on. I am getting for your advice here. We do have the Seven of Wands. So fighting for what you want, standing up for yourself. We do have the Five of Swords. So this is kind of that collecting energy, picking up the pieces, overcoming some sort of internal conflict. King of Wands, you are going to take some sort of action here. There is a healing element connected to your home environment. There's something about your home that lends itself to some sort of escape or healing from whatever plagues you. And you're just not ready to give that up yet, but it does feel like you know that the right thing to do is to move on to a different location or to do something different here, because you can't stay in that energy anymore, or you'll get stuck. Let's get the fifth house energy. So the fifth house here, it's the house of fun. It's the house of pleasure. For you, it's ruled by the sign of Capricorn. So when it comes to your passions, your hobbies, children, even just any kind of relationships here, short-term relationships, usually highlighted with that fifth house energy, you want them grounded and practical based on reality. You have a structure that you have around all of this. So if it's children, it's spending time with children, having a plan of action when it comes to raising them and the time that you spend. Maybe even kind of like education as it relates to them. So a lot is part of that fifth house energy and about making plans. So let's get your overall energy here. This is interesting. So we do have the Two of Swords showing up as one of those major themes. So you're standing at a crossroads when it comes to this kind of house of pleasure, house of fun. No, King of Wands is showing up here. So you have a lot of fire energy showing up. So Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And we also have the Six of Cups showing up. Six of Cups is one of those cards that can indicate children. So there might be something here connected to your past or connecting to you wanting to have children. So these could be existing children or future children, if that is your story. It's not true for everybody. But you are standing at a crossroads and you're trying to figure out what your next steps are going to be as it relates to this fifth house energy. So if you have some sort of creative project in mind, I'm definitely getting creative, that you're thinking about exploring. It's about kind of working to get the clarity that you need so that you can go in that direction. Okay, so when it comes to the obstacles and challenges here, it does look like this, whatever this relationship is that's coming to fruition for you in 2025, might be part of the challenge here. We do have the Queen of Wands showing up. So King of Wands, Queen of Wands, both out here. We do have the Ten of Cups showing up. We have the Queen of Swords. We have the Moon and the Seven of Swords. So you're showing up as the King energy, male or female, it's just the energy of the card. You have a divine counterpart showing up here. So you're kind of conflicted on exactly what it is that you want to do. When it comes to the passion and the fun and all these things that you enjoy doing in your life, you really want to explore this connection. But what you're really kind of hung up on is any kind of past betrayal here and the way that it impacted you. This is what's holding you back. This is where any kind of pleasure, any kind of fun might be holding you back. Because again, the fifth house is also the house of sex. So there might be something here where you're hesitant on some sort of commitment because of something here in the past, any kind of betrayal, lies, manipulation, deceit. It doesn't have to be a third party situation. It can be just this person just manipulated you in ways that you don't want to go through again. When it comes to your advice here, we do have the Justice card showing up. So that's Libra energy. We have the Nine of Swords and we have the Four of Swords. And so you need to work on finding your inner balance. And what this is telling me is with the Nine of Swords, Four of Swords, any kind of hesitation, any kind of anxiety that you have around taking a relationship to the next level, really deepening a connection here with another person, requires you to take some sort of healing. You need to do something here to heal, to restore the balance so that you can move forward. And then we have Temperance at the bottom of the deck, which is very similar to that Libra energy. So both speak about balance. Temperance is more that inner balance. Libra is the balance around you. It's kind of more that head and heart getting into an alignment. So the next one is going to be the sixth house. The sixth house for you is ruled by Aquarius. So we have Pluto in Aquarius. So let's talk about the sixth house. The sixth house is your daily routines. So think of just the things that you do on a regular basis. What kind of work schedule do you have if you're working? What do you do for hobbies? How does that look? What kind of health and wellness programs do you follow, or any kind of diet and exercise? Whatever this looks like, whatever you do on a regular basis would be part of that sixth house energy. So let's get your overall energy for the sixth house. And with Pluto sitting in the mix, there are going to be changes that are taking place here. And yeah, I can see it already. So when it comes to your sixth house, we do have the King of Pentacles showing up. So this is that long-term stability that you're looking for. We have the Emperor showing up. I like the way that you show up as the Emperor because you have some very clear ideas on how you want your life to be, what kind of life you want to live. And it's going to be, once you make up your mind, you're going to go for it. It's not going to be maybe this, maybe that. This is Mars. This is the god of war. When you make up your mind and you develop some sort of strategy, you're going to go after it. We do have the Nine of Pentacles showing up here. So there's a lot of abundance coming into your kind of daily life. This does indicate that maybe right now you've set yourself up in such a way that doesn't allow for a relationship here, because that Nine of Pentacles is also a single energy. So let's get any kind of obstacles or challenges. Yeah. I'm just getting a sense that you have closed yourself off. It's not that you're against any kind of relationship, but you just have this fear and hesitation around entering into a deep, meaningful connection with another person, and it stems from pain from the past. So when I look at any kind of obstacles and challenges here, I'm getting the Hanged Man, I'm getting the Hierophant, and I'm getting the Six of Wands. And so the obstacle and challenge is going to be, you need to see your life through a different perspective. You need to look at it and start shifting away from the me and shifting into the we mentality when it comes to your daily life, and structuring it in such a way that allows for a relationship to really take hold. And especially with that Six of Wands, there's something that you want this relationship to work. It's just a matter of getting everything else into an alignment. Saying it and doing it are very different things. So it's about backing it up with actions here. You are being given a real opportunity right now when it comes to your daily life. We do have the Ten of Cups showing up here. We have the Fool, and we have the Seven of Swords. So the Seven of Swords, the way that this is showing up here, what you need to understand is that whatever happened in the past is not going to repeat itself. That whatever is coming towards you, whatever this relationship is, whatever it is that you're trying to explore here with another person, it does not need to be a repeat of the past. You do not need to focus on the negative and thinking that it's going to repeat, because you have the Fool right in the middle. This is a brand new beginning. Ten of Cups, long-term emotional fulfillment with this person. And so Seven of Swords, you need to be honest about what's happening here, what you've been through. If that's something where maybe you just haven't opened up, if this is a person you already know and you haven't opened up about that, now would be the time. We saw that coming up with the communication. Seeing it showing up here with the 6th house energy. If this is a brand new person, there's going to be things where you're going to need to be honest about what has happened in the past and maybe why the other person is picking up on some sort of hesitation. And keep in mind, I mean, this is throughout 2025, so it's not like these conversations are going to happen on January 1st or anything like that. This is going to be an evolution throughout the year. You don't need to bare your soul to this person on day one. That's what I'm really getting at. So with the 7th house, now this is those interpersonal relationships, those one-to-one relationships. This is ruled by Pisces. This is the North Node. So there's some sort of lesson that you need to learn as it relates to long-term meaningful connections with other people. Could also indicate contracts, negotiations, things like that. This is the house of marriage. Marriage is a contract. That's why you have to get legally divorced, because it's the dissolution of a marriage contract. So just kind of keep that in mind. But this is one-to-one relationships. And so talking about your themes here, one more. One of the things that you need to work through, so we have the 9 of Pentacles showing up. We have the Knight of Swords, and we have the 8 of Swords. I'm trying to find the right way to articulate this. You're very much in your head when it comes to relationships and long-term relationships, again, with the hesitation and anything related to that. But with the Knight of Swords coming in, the Knight of Swords is giving you a lot of clarity on why you've remained single, or maybe why you haven't allowed a relationship to really get to that more meaningful level that you've been looking for. And so what's coming to the surface here is just the why you've done this. On some level, you do know this already, you know why, but it's really coming up so that you can address it. That's where the North Node is coming into play. This is going to be really significant. Obstacles or challenges here. It's coming up now because you either know somebody or you're meeting somebody that you can really see as a solid opportunity here. The Hierophant continues to show up for you. So that is marriage, that is union with another person. We've got the Ace of Pentacles. And so you want to move forward. You want to enter into some sort of relationship, Queen of Cups, with somebody that you find to be very nurturing, very loving. And so it's a matter of you being able to move forward. It's about you overcoming any kind of blocks or barriers, and these would be internal blocks and barriers. So the advice for you here, we've got the Death card showing up. We have the Knight of Pentacles as well as the Moon. So with the Death card, there is change, transformation, letting go of something here, letting go that death and rebirth energy, letting go of something connected to the past. Knight of Pentacles, this is something where it is going to take probably the majority of the year for you to really kind of work through this energy. It might even spill into 2026, but you are going to be putting the effort and energy into it. There's something where you're really exploring your emotions, and you're being encouraged to explore your emotions and really aligning your actions with exactly what it is that you're trying to accomplish here with this other person. That's what leads to the transformation. It's about aligning your words and your actions. It's not enough to just say the words. They have to be meaningful. The other person has to recognize that you mean it, and the only way to do that is through actions. So it feels like this is where you're going to be in this kind of transition. You're going to be learning a lot. I want to say forcing yourself to make change, but I don't think force is the right word. It's going to be you're very motivated to make some change here because you don't want to miss this opportunity. That's what really inspires you to do something now as opposed to in the past. So the next house here is the 8th house. So this is the house of transformation. So this is literally the death and rebirth house. It also relates to the money that you earn, any kind of money that you pay out relative to your debts. If you're already married, and we're talking a lot about maybe deepening a connection here or kind of reaffirming, reestablishing that relationship, this would be the money that they make. Power and control issues are definitely here. Those are usually connected to money. And so there's a lot that is kind of incorporated within this 8th house. For you, it's ruled by the sign of Aries. And so there's some sort of action that you take. Let's get your 8th house reading. With the Aries in the 8th house, you're very much a leader when it comes to taking some sort of action. You're not afraid to do what you need to do in order to make change happen in your life. So the King and the Queen of Wands have been showing up a lot for you in the reading. We do have the Queen of Wands showing up again. We have the Page of Pentacles and the Three of Swords. And so there's definitely some sort of healing that's going to take place, and it's going to start with conversation. There's going to be a lot of getting to know this other person, getting to learn this other person. The 8th house can be connected to a lot of trauma because of the manipulation and control here, especially when it comes to power struggles within any kind of prior relationships, especially if you were married before, because of the spouse's income connected to that 8th house. And so there could be conversations that are taking place to heal from some sort of trauma. We do have Chiron in Aries, and Chiron is now direct. So there might be some sort of wound that you're being given an opportunity to really work on during 2025 as it relates to maybe other areas where maybe other instances, or it's connected to this relationship. It's connected to this other person. Death and rebirth, transformation. I'm trying to find the right words to articulate what I'm feeling. It is about more than just money, more than just stability, it's more your feelings. It's the depths of the feelings that you had in a prior relationship. You really saw yourself with a specific person, and because it ended so poorly, there's this kind of need to kind of wall off your heart and really block anything like that from happening again. But there's something about the more you get to know this other person, the more those walls come down, the more you recognize how different these two people are. When it comes to the obstacles and challenges that you're going to face here, we do have the Ace of Wands. We have the High Priestess, and we have the Two of Pentacles. So with the Ace of Wands, this is about taking some sort of action. High Priestess, trusting your instincts. Two of Pentacles. There's something about seeing the difference between the two. There's something about your own trust issues that are coming into play here. Three of Swords, I mean, you might have been cheated on in the past or definitely betrayed by this other person, somebody connected to your past energy. And now you're trying to kind of get yourself back into some sort of alignment where you can open up to another person. This is an internal transformation that you're going through. It feels like you're going to have a lot of opportunities to kind of tear away at this wall around your heart throughout the year. What is the advice for Virgo in the 8th house? So 1 is the 9 of Pentacles. There's something about you need to show yourself, prove to yourself how far you've come, how much you're able to accomplish on your own, that whatever happened in the past isn't going to happen again, because you've kind of firmed up your own resources. You've set yourself up in such a way that the past can't happen again, and it's not going to. There's something where your confidence is back. You're entering into whatever this connection is with a lot more stability and just knowledge and value around who you are. We have the Eight of Wands showing up, so open communication, very open, direct, forward-oriented type of communication. We do have the Wheel of Fortune, and so the Wheel of Fortune, kind of going back to the eclipses here, there's something connected to this relationship where you know this is some sort of significant union, fated union, and you want to be able to move forward with this person. And so just kind of keep in mind that the idea here is that you are able to make progress in relationships. It's not about you staying stuck or you kind of living in this agony anymore. It's really about what do you need to do to be able to move past it. And then we have the ninth house. So the ninth house is about growth and expansion. So think about long distance travel, higher education, maybe interacting with people from different faiths or different cultures and really understanding who they are, how they operate. It's anything that's really meant to expand your current knowledge base and give you that more kind of holistic view on the world. So it's a lot of high level thinking. For you, the ninth house is ruled by the sign of Taurus. So Taurus is a very grounded, very practical energy. So I like to see that whatever your growth is, it's going to be grounded in reality. It's not these kind of daydreams that can never become true. There's a lot of stability connected to your growth. So let's get your overall theme. We've got the Four of Pentacles. So you've already created a very solid foundation for yourself. Wheel of Fortune, now it's time to grow and expand. So this is Jupiter energy, which is kind of the energy of the ninth house as well. So this is growth and expansion. So you go from the Four of Pentacles to the Ten of Pentacles, and this is what's happening here, is that you've already done so much on your own and you've already created such a solid life for yourself. Now's the time, because you've gone as far as you can go on your own, and now it's about growing and expanding. And with that Ten of Pentacles indicates another person in the mix. So we're back to that relationship showing up again here. And it could be one of those fated, destined relationships with the Wheel of Fortune showing up right in the middle. So let's get obstacles and challenges. Yeah, okay. So with the obstacles and challenges here, I'm getting the Page of Pentacles, the Eight of Pentacles, the Fool card, and the Five of Wands. You don't think you're ready. You don't think you've done enough to create a solid life for yourself. And this is where the hesitation is coming in. This would be anything that's preventing you from really expanding here with another person, is because you still feel like there's additional lessons you need to learn on your own before you can really enter into this union. But with the Fool showing up here, you actually have a brand new beginning. You're being given a new opportunity to really go after what you want. So the advice for you here, we have the Nine of Wands, we have the Four of Cups, we have the Hermit with the Three of Pentacles, and this is the way that they look. They look like they're batched in twos. And so with the Nine of Wands, Four of Cups, you definitely need to heal from something connected to the past, some sort of past disappointment that again has you walling off your heart, not really open to growth and expansion. What you need to understand is just how far you really have come, because we have the Hermit with the Three of Pentacles. So the other piece of the advice here is, do you want to stay in the energy of being on your own, or do you really want to give this relationship a chance? You need to do some sort of inner shadow work and heal from it. And so the shadow work relates to what's triggering you, what's preventing you from moving forward. Really get to the underlying cause of that and then work on it. So is this person anything like the past? This is what you're going to be doing all throughout the year, is that you're really going to be more focused on future, less on past. You're disconnecting from the past energy to be able to move forward with this person, but it takes a lot of effort. This is not going to be something, again, by February 1st that you're going to be done and you're going to be just kind of smooth sailing the rest of the year. This is going to be you evolving throughout the year. Really, the more that you're with this person, the more time you spend, the more open the conversations, the easier it's going to be, the easier it's going to get to heal from whatever this wound is, whatever happened to you in the past. With the 10th house, so the next house, so this is your career and public reputation. This is going to be ruled, or is ruled, by the sign of Gemini. And so this indicates a lot of details. You're very good at the details when it comes to your work. Duality, understanding all sides, both sides, all sides, whatever kind of work you end up doing, you're going to be able to see things from multiple perspectives. That is the Gemini energy. And the reason that you're able to do that is because you're trying to get to the truth of the matter. You're really trying to understand exactly what it is, what is the best approach when it comes to the type of work that you do. So with this, let's get your major theme here for your career. So the cards that came out, we have the Hanged Man showing up. There's something that you need to see from a different perspective. Hermit, this is part of your healing journey. Nine of Cups, what is it that you truly want here? So there's something around all of our areas of life. They all kind of intertwine. This is why the wheel is set up the way that the wheel is. When you think about what you're working on in relation to this other person, it actually opens up doors and opportunities for you when it comes to your career or public reputation, the way that people see you. And so there's something about all this inner work that you're doing that's allowing you to really open up and be different, see things from that higher perspective. That Gemini energy is looking to tap into the Sagittarius energy, the opposing sign. And it's really about you going after exactly what you want here. So the obstacles or challenges when it comes to your work, Eight of Cups, you might have stalled out and you might have a hard time figuring out what exactly you need to do in order to move your career forward. Because I'm getting the Eight of Cups showing up as a challenge, but I'm getting the Nine of Cups showing up as a theme. But there's something where you've gone as far as you can right now. There's something more. As you heal, you're going to be able to get towards that. We do have the Temperance energy, so this is finding that inner balance. This is connected to the healing work that you're doing. We do have the Two of Wands showing up here. So you can see off into the distance where you want to go. It's just a matter of how do you get there. Well, a lot of that is coming down to this inner balance that you're looking for. And it's about the healing journey that you're going through in 2025 as it relates to a specific relationship. It's helping to heal you in other ways. These kind of unintended beneficial consequences are taking place as a result of healing, coming into union with another person or deepening the connection. One more. There we go. So when it comes to your advice for your career, we do have the Fool showing up, Judgment, and the Ace of Pentacles. So you have a brand new opportunity being presented to you. Doors are going to open up for you. That Ace of Pentacles indicates that really think about this long term. What kind of longevity do you want within your career? What does that look like? We've got the Fool and the Judgment here, so you're going to make a very clear decision to either move in a direction or maybe move in a different direction, depending on what doors open up to you. So the more that you heal yourself, the more opportunities you're actually going to see. They probably have been there for a while, but you haven't really noticed them. Now you're going to start to notice them, or maybe they weren't there and now they are going to be, because you're evolving as a person. You have a brand new beginning when it comes to your career and the opportunities being presented. I like that you're going to have a very clear decision after some sort of healing, after you find some sort of balance here. That indicates that whatever decision you come to, you're coming at it from a healed place instead of an unhealed. If you're unhealed, you're going to make different decisions, and it's going to be maybe to protect yourself or not take a risk or something along those lines. Whereas when you're healed, you know your worth and your value, and you're going to make different decisions based on that. So the next up, there's only 12, I promise. I know we're getting close to an hour. The 11th house energy, it's all about your friends. So think of the collective friendships that you have. It's you interacting with that group of people. This is also the community around you. So think of all the people that you choose to be around in your free time. This feels like the deck I need to use again. So one more shuffle. For you, your 11th house is ruled by the sign of Cancer. So when it comes to your friends, you are looking for meaningful emotional connections. And so these would be relationships that you probably have cultivated over time. You're probably the type of person that has relationships from childhood, high school, college, all of whatever, wherever you are in your kind of life journey. It's kind of like you collect people along the way. And so you might have multiple groups of friends, but they all offer different types of emotional support to you based on whatever was going on in at that time that you met them. And so those are the types of relationships that you cultivate. Something's happening here with your friends, but in a really good way. So we do have the 5 of Cups showing up, which does talk about a change in perspective. And so part of what's happening to you during this entire process, as you're healing, as you're kind of cultivating a connection with another person, it's going to impact your friendships as well. This is the change in perspective. If you've been closing yourself off to your friends, not really relying on them as the support system that they truly are, things are going to start opening up there. Page of Wands, you're going to take some sort of initiative, some sort of action, having some sort of conversations with these people. It feels like you're going to be inspired by this kind of one-to-one relationship that is developing and growing over time. And so with that Queen of Wands energy, Page of Wands, Queen of Wands, there's some real inspiration coming to you as it relates to your friends and kind of connecting or reconnecting with maybe certain groups of friends. So when it comes to any kind of obstacles or challenges here, we do have the 10 of Cups showing up, 6 of Cups, 4 of Cups. So a lot of emotions connected to this. You've been keeping your emotions to yourself. You've been dealing with some sort of disappointment. Could be connected to children, doesn't have to be. Could be connected to a family environment. Take that as it resonates. Family environment can be a lot of different things, but you've really kind of closed yourself off to your friends, and it has everything to do with the way that you feel about whatever it is that you're going through. You could have injured relationships with your family where they're just very strained and stressed, estranged, all kinds of relationships here that maybe you're also looking to mend, because those would also be part of your community if these are the people that you choose to spend time with. And so that's the obstacle and challenge, is the way that you've closed yourself off emotionally, not leaned on them for the support system that they have, that they can be for you. there's something really healing about your one-to-one relationship that really does permeate into all of these friendships as well. So we have the Ten of Swords, so distancing yourself from the past, knowing that the past is done, you don't have to deal with that pain anymore. This indicates that you're mentally disconnecting from it. We do have the Fool card, so you're being given a new opportunity with your friends. Hierophant, and this is based on the relationship. This is based on that one-to-one relationship. And so it could indicate here that as this person becomes more important to you, the more time you spend together, you start introducing this person to your friends, to your family, whomever is part of this community for you. And so it's about blending everything together, bringing everything together. In that process, you're kind of reaffirming or re-establishing those connections that you have with all those other loved ones around you. And then last but not least, we have the 12th house. So the 12th house, it's also one of those malefic houses along with the 8th house. The 12th house, it's secrets. It's all things hidden. It's your subconscious. It's your spiritual kind of journey. It's who you are inside. So there's something about because it's ruled by Leo, so I'm getting some sort of impression around whatever is changing, whatever is transforming inside of you is taking you out of your comfort zone, and it feels like there's going to hit a point where you're really, truly going to embrace that. So let's get your primary theme here for that inner house, that 12th house. This is you away from the world. So this is what's happening. Beneath the surface, you're going to be investing. So that's Seven of Pentacles with the Lover's card here in that relationship. Hermit, you're going to be doing that inner work, inner healing. This is where you're going to channel the strength of Leo and really do what you need to do in order to be able to move forward. This does also feel like an evolution that is going to start at the beginning of the year and still be happening towards the end of the year. Let's get any kind of obstacles or challenges. Yeah. You do have this fear or anxiety around commitment that you do need to work through, because we have the Nine of Swords showing up, we have the Two of Cups showing up, as well as the Magician. But what's really spurring you to keep going, keep doing the inner work, that shadow work, is because you do want this to work out. This Magician, you're recognizing this person for the opportunity that they are, the relationship for the opportunity that it is, and you don't want to miss out on that. So there's a lot of kind of motivation to keep trying to heal and keep working on it. Yeah. All right, we're going to take them all, but I'm going to start with these two. So we had the King of Wands and the Star come out as far as your advice on what to do here. This is you taking some sort of action to heal. The Star is all about healing. Aquarius energy may or may not be significant, but there is action that you're taking to heal from something connected to the past, because you recognize that this person, this one-to-one relationship, you recognize the potential. You recognize this person as being what you want. And what's showing up as far as the rest of the advice, we do have this Four of Cups showing up here along with the Empress and the Moon. So this is a lot of recognizing the opportunity for what it is. That Empress energy is Venus energy. So this rules relationships, it's harmony, it's balance, it's all of these things. It's really about you following your emotions here, going after exactly what you want and not letting yourself be held back. So it does look like you're going to be doing the work that you need to do in order to break free from whatever hesitation you have on entering into a deep connection with another person, a marriage type of connection. Now what I'm going to do is just pull a couple more cards just to kind of get any last minute information, advice, whatever needs to come out here. So let's just because this is definitely the deck that wants to be used. So last advice here for Virgo. Your advice is pretty straightforward here. We do have the Justice card. So this is balanced energy, Libra energy. King of Wands, you taking some sort of action to balance things out, stay in that energy. Judgment showing up. So it's about you making a very clear decision as far as finding that balance, keeping that balance. The Justice energy could also indicate some sort of marriage contract as well, because we do have Justice with the Judgment. There could definitely be some sort of legal action that is taken here. Marriage is a marriage contract. That is a legally binding contract until it's dissolved. And so there might be something where you are looking towards that as well, because you do see, we are getting the Hierophant a lot in this reading. But if that's not your story, this is really just about you making some sort of decision and then following through with your actions to find balance, maintain balance throughout 2025. So Virgo, this is your reading. I hope it resonates. If it did, please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Take care.